Alright guys, so here we are in Far Cry 5. We're going to be playing just the beginning of this game. And this game is another game by the French developer Ubisoft. It portrays a Southern American state. I think it's just a kind of fictional one that has been taken over by a cult. And the cult is called the Project Eden's Gate cult, and it's an apocalyptic end times cult. That means it's a cult that believes that the end of the world is just upon us, that it is the end has come, and the only way that people can be saved is by joining this cult, is by believing in the leader and following him. And the leader of the cult is a guy called Joseph Seed. He's a pretty pretty cruel and unusual character. I think he definitely fits many of our characteristics of a charismatic leader that might rule a cult or lead a cult. And we're gonna have a think. We're gonna think if some of the ways the game portrays him, there he is. If some of the way the game portrays him fits with our understanding of a leader of a cult, of a charismatic leader. We're also going to see perhaps how the game is inspired by real life events, things that we've studied in previous cults. Is it a good example of a cults that we've looked at? Is there comparisons? Is there ways in which it's taken some inspiration from real life events? I also want you to look at the followers, the members of the cult, the way they behave, and have a think. Is this a good representation of someone that might join a cult? How does it portray? How does the game portray these members of a cult? Why does it portray them like that? So look out for these things. Have a think about the leader. Have a think about the maybe real life inspirations, and have a think about the leaders. Sorry, the followers of the cult, the members of the cult, and how they're portrayed. But as we see, yeah, so this is some of the experiences of people in the area and their experience of Eden's Gate.
Then the radio station. Not long after that, they even had the cops.
Their own sovereign religious state, built right here, under our noses.
Ain't no one coming to help us. The government can't do shit. We're on our own.
We save those lost souls, whether they want to be saved or not.
Here's their leader, Joseph Seed.
People are scared, man.
Some will wish to harm us. Some will wish to destroy all that we have built here together. Some will betray us.
We don't know what he's capable of.
Very often cults will create this kind of scenario whereby the cult is, the whole world's out to get them, that they're under attack all the time, and they need to stay together, support each other, support the leader at all costs, protect him at all costs, and it just it creates this kind of environment where people feel like they have to stay within the cult. Alright, so we're portraying a sheriff's deputy. Here we are in a helicopter on the way to the cult HQ. On our way to arrest Joseph Seed, the leader of the Project Eden's Gate cult. We'll see how this goes. See what we discover when we arrive there. And how the game portrays this cult.
I want you to understand the reality of this situation. Joseph Seed, he's not a man to be We've had run-ins with him before. They haven't always gone our way. Just sometimes. Sometimes it's best to leave well enough alone.
Yeah, well, we have laws for a reason, Sheriff. And Joseph Seed's gonna learn that.
Cults often behave like they're above the law, and when often the law does step in, it doesn't always end very well. I think if you know of one particular cult we've covered, that when they were discovered by officials, it didn't end particularly well. I wonder if we're going to see some influences of that real story in this game.
Alright. Lucky I'm not there. Get into any trouble, you just let me know. Over.
10-4, over and out.
Maybe we should have brought Nancy along with us instead of the probie. These Peggy's wouldn't with her. Pratt.
Why do you keep calling them Peggy's? Project at Eden's Gate, PEG. Peggy's is what the locals call them. You know, they started off harmless enough a few years back, but now they are armed to the teeth. You know, they're looking for a fight.
Are you scared, Sheriff?
We're here. Compound's just below.
Oh my.
This is a bad idea.
Last chance, Marshal.
We're going in.
Set her down.
Right, roger that.
So here we are at the Project Eden's Gate, and you can see some of the cult members.
Dispatch, you still there?
Yes? Go ahead, Sheriff.
Let's see if we can arrest their leader.
Send in everyone. Call the goddamn National Guard if you have to. Over.
Yes, sir, Sheriff. I'll be praying for you.
Now listen up. 3 rules. Stick close. Keep your guns in your holsters. And let me do the talking. Got it?
Got it.
Rookie! Alright, everyone. Stay sharp. Let's go!
Alright, so here we are.
Church, stick close.
Arrived in the compound. Looks like people are kind of living in one big commune. Perhaps, like a lot of cults. She doesn't seem to like us. What about this guy? Whoa. Don't know about the symbols all over their heads. They seem pretty committed. They've got all sorts of symbols in his necklace. Yeah, not very well dressed though, are they? Kind of look like they're living in a bit of a slum. People behind bars. Ah, no, it's called the Church of Eden's Gate. It's funny, isn't it, how cults seem to keep kind of religious traditions, kind of religious structures and ways of doing things. We're going to see more of that. We're going to see how this particular cult seems to take a lot of Christian influence. Why do they do that, do you think? Why do they keep Christian influences? Maybe we can hear the song Amazing Grace in the background, talking about how we were once blind but now we see. You know, cults often put across this idea that they've got secret knowledge that no one else has, and that everyone else is blind unless you have this knowledge, unless your eyes are opened by the cult and by their teachings.
Do anything stupid. Relax, Sheriff. You're about to get your name in the paper.
Here we go. We're going to go in, see if we can arrest their leader and get out.
You can feel the cane. We are creeping toward the edge. And there will be...
Notice a lot of the words he's using, a lot of the things he's saying. It's all about an end times. It's all about the end of the world.
We know what happens next.
An apocalypse.
They will come. They will try to take from us. Take our guns. Take our freedom. Take our faith. We will not let them.
Sheriff, come on.
Hold on, Marshal.
We will not let their greed, or their immorality, or their depravity hurt us anymore.
Sheriff.
There will be no more suffering.
No.
Joseph C. I have a warrant issued for your arrest on the suspicion of kidnapping with the intent to harm. Now, I want you to step forward and keep your hands where I can see them.
Here they are. The locusts in our garden. See, they've come for me. They've come to take me away from you. They've come to destroy all that we built.
Doesn't look like the cult members are very happy with this coming to arrest their leader. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get out of this so easily.
We knew this moment would come.
If you notice all the tattoos all over Joseph's seed, different kind of religious symbols. Doves, crowns. It's almost like he's a kind of messiah figure, presenting himself as this chosen, divinely chosen leader, appointed by God.
I saw when the Lamb opened the first seal, and I heard, as it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts say, "Come and see."
Step forward.
And I saw. And behold, it was a white horse. And hell followed with him.
So yeah, again, Joseph Seed quoting parts of Revelation, the book of Revelation in the Bible, which is all about the end times. It's all about this apocalypse that's going to come. Hell will be released, and the only one who can save them is God's promised Messiah. Joseph thinks he is that person, and obviously his cult followers think he's that person, and so he sees his whole life as described in the context of these end times. So here we go. We've arrested them, and now we've got to get him back to the helicopter. And we see some more kind of quotes from the Bible, from Mark's Gospel. So John the Baptist appeared in the wilderness preaching a baptism of repentance for the forgiveness of sins. I asked earlier, why do you think they hold on to these kind of Christian teachings? Well, I think to some extent it's to make the cult legitimate. That actually people think that it is kind of a legitimate Christian belief, part of the Christian religion. And then it would maybe go undetected in some ways, just another Christian church. Of course, we discovered that one thing that defines cults is they act, they behave, or they believe something that's very different, that rejects traditional religious teaching. So this cult's trying to legitimize itself, show itself to be Christian, or hide itself from the truth of what's really going on. So you can see the cult members do not want us to take their leader away. They're willing to fight for him. They think he is their Messiah. And they're even willing to die for him. You might think that's ridiculous, but we know of a number of cults where their leaders are so revered that their people are willing to behave like this, willing to give their lives, sacrifice themselves for him. Wow, a little bit creepy. Those eyes.
Come in. Over.
Like me.
Please, are you there? Is somebody there? Please.
I told you